So that would
So in order
be,
therefore to be a quorum, there'd be in the upcoming it would be 3 out of the 4 members.
yes, yeah.
But what that does mean that if, say, for example, 3 of those 4 members just so happen to meet up at, say, Beakers, they could, in theory, pass legislation or pass
I mean, if that's where you
actionable
choose,
motions.
if that's where you choose to have your meeting, but I would definitely I would definitely advise having all official business happen in official settings
So there
rather
is
than
no
just
like,
on the fly somewhere.
so there's no like guideline. Well, so that's the thing about quorums is they can be legally binding in terms
145.
of like if you were to do like a city council kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had like 3 city council
Appreciate it.
people show up at an event and they were to talk to each other, anything they say would be an official decree under Robert's rules and all that stuff. And then there's the motion. So like you have to motion to bring something to the table, and then someone has to second the motion. And once the motion's been second, then you can talk. And it's really organized, like systematic. Like it's very what is it, parliamentary in the ways that you do that and organize stuff.
So officially meeting, we've been a little more restrictive. Basically, we meet here. We don't meet other places and talk shop. Well, we might talk shop, but we don't make any official decisions without being here or in an official, like in an agreed upon location. As for bringing stuff to the floor, the busy work is cut out on that. If you have an issue to bring to the floor, you can bring it to the floor. Like,
So someone doesn't have to formally request the agenda a week in advance, so everybody can prepare for it.
Nope.
Okay.
you can, the way that it's set up, there is a section for meeting topics of discussion, and any committee member is free to submit topics for that meeting.
Okay.
You guys, when the new term starts, obviously you can pick someone to, like, as a head of the committee. They won't have any other, like, they won't have any more or less authority than anyone else per se, but they're designated to lead the discussions, keep the meetings moving, make sure everything gets, kind of like discussed that needs to be.
Who's the fourth for the next term?
April.
April. Oh, that's right. That's right.
That would be the 4.
Well, Jimmy, welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing that. I was expecting at least more than 4 people.
Yeah, well, everyone keeps talking about, oh, we should have like a chamber of commerce, and we should have a whole like system set up and all this other stuff and blah 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 blah. And I was like, are you going to volunteer for it? Cuz they're like, it shouldn't be elected positions and blah blah blah. And I was like, we can't even get people to volunteer for the fucking job. You think people are going to stick around if they're told to do it?
Well, not just that. We can't even get enough people to do that, to have it be elected.
Yeah, it's like the system you're talking about would need like 10 to 15 people to run properly with all the different like sub jobs and all that other stuff. And I'm like, mm, mm, I don't think our current
We can barely get that
demographic.
many people in for an event. Or that many people in for an event.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's out of the current scope of viability at the moment.
Okay. Well,
I'll put it that way. Like, do I think it could be done? Eventually. Do I think it's viable at this time? No. But that's just my opinion on that.
All right. So, on
Yep.
to today's topics.
Yep.
Did Crane ever actually, has he released the full
He's still waiting on Senate to do that because that's the bottleneck. Is
'Cause
Senate's
that's
supposed
the
to sign
problem
off on
with
it?
the business licenses and renewal fees and
I'm
all
just
of
yeah.
that.
I'm just sending the business owners the link to the charter and just being
Okay.
like, here, this is what it is. These are the new fees and all this other stuff, and explaining that side of thing. And then if they have issues with it, I told them to bring it forward, but pretty much hardly anybody's even responded to me.
Yeah. All right. Business closures.
All right. So I noticed that Costello Bags is still on the services app. So that still has to be finalized and taken out. I'm assuming it's because the IT department's main worker has been on vacation.
Gotcha.
So that's probably there. I mean, it's not open. There's nothing going on there. Hopefully. Let's see. So that'll have to be checked up on. I don't think there's anything else to go with that because I already passed on all the information to Crane for the DOJ to do their part, and then for Senate to do theirs. The next one is Bayview Lodge. We just haven't submitted the finalized information for that for the closure.
Okay.
So that's why I put that on there. Because yes, it's still listed as a business on the services app. So I'll have to make sure to just pass on all the pertinent information to Crane tonight. I will do that through the joint emails, just so everybody can see that I put it through, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I'll go back and look because it'll have to be services app, the bank account, all of that stuff. Make sure nobody can clock on and feed off the business, I guess, while it's closed, so to speak.
Was there any update on the ownership of Gladiators and Burger Shack?
I will
Not to
add
my
that to the
knowledge.
stuff, but I haven't had the chance to even ask anybody about that, really.
So did Socks actually leave?
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
I thought so, but I could be wrong.
Is anybody trying to
I
reach
mean-
out to Sox?
Like I said, I haven't had the time to do so.
Yeah, I haven't.
Anybody have Sox's number?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah,
As
maybe
we
a
all pull out
message.
our phones to.
Well, I mean, like a message and maybe an email, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think it would have to be an email at this point because, I mean, I haven't seen her about, and normally it's pretty obvious when she's around. Through social media or through other things. All right, so who wants to do that one? Because I've already put through all the messages to the business owners through the services app. Someone else can get this one.
I can reach out to this one.
All right. I'm also going to be finalizing the closure for Next Gen as well when I send the information through about Bayview. We're going to take the last of the funds out of the bank account before it gets shut down. We'll leave enough in there for taxes to come out and taxes to go through until the bank account is closed. And then we won't be, we won't have it. We'll make sure all the employees that are still on the roster are let go, just in case there's any, residuals there. I don't think there's anybody still on there. I just have to check with Cade. And then we're going to be selling off the rest of the vehicle stock just at a reduced rate in kind of a blowout going out of business sale. And we'll do that till the end of the month. We'll advertise as through next gen, like just using the advertisement. But after the end of the month, we'll just continue to sell them off personally.
Okay, I reached out to her, just pretty simple.
Okay.
Just email. Business committee was curious to your current status and if you were still interested in continuing with the management of both Burger Shack along with Gladiators.
All right. Sounds good. Straight to the point. No sense in beating around the bush with it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let me look at the registry. Okay. So Bahama Mamas is done. Barbenders, you guys have taken care of that. Bean Machine is taken care of. Beakers, I sent a message through services. Nobody's contacted me back yet. So I'm assuming we'll probably have to take further action. I did reach out to through the joint. Well, I reached out through emails to get an announcement put out, like a public service announcement for business owners to contact either the mayor's office or business committee members to pay their fees and for discussion on their new licensing fees. So hopefully that'll go out the next day or two. And then after that, we're going to have start having like strict discussions with people.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. And also because, like, not a lot of people have shown up to the meetings we did invite them to. But yeah, so Beaker's Garage, Blaze It, Burger Shack, Butcher's Jerk Chicken. I haven't seen Butcher and I don't have a phone number for him to even try and contact him.
I don't either. I saw him maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw him a number of weeks ago.
I've
But-
met the man once.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's just, laissez-faire. But, yeah, and there was no phone number listed on record either.
Oh, boy.
Cirque du Chic, that one still needs to be done. Dynasty 8, I'm unsure of the status on that because I know I sent Crane the application for the business license. This is kind of why I was hoping Mitchell was here. Because I sent Crane the application for the full business license, so I know they're applying for that. So they won't be paying their fees until they know, like, if they're approved for that, I believe, because they'll be paying the higher fees.
I messaged Mimi about it, so
Yeah, I sent Mimi a message and saying that Crane was talking to me, so she'd have to touch base with him and see what he's been doing for that. She messaged me yesterday, I think. Okay, Gateway's taken care of. Junk Energy, haven't heard back from them yet. Junk Media, definitely haven't heard back from them yet. Kalina Winery, that one's done. That one's paid.
woo.
Gladiators, we're still unsure of that. Luna legal consultations. So, she does, I double checked with her, she does have a commercial property outside Vespucci Market. I thought she did, but she does.
Strike it.
So,
Strike
the
it.
biggest thing is since, and I even spoke with Crane to clarify, since it is a solo person, technically it is not a firm.
Well, it's turned into that, but she did want it to be a firm so she could hire on. So she would have the ability, because the whole point of it was to be able to hire on and train new people. That was the whole point, which would be a
Oh,
firm.
okay.
Yeah, that was her whole goal of that business. It's not just her services. When she pitched it, that was her goal. To hire and train.
Has she hired and trained anybody?
I have no idea.
Hmm.
Now, because she does have a business location outside Vespucci, she does not have government paychecks because the last committee, last council, refused to give her one. She was the only one that they basically came down on and said, well, you can have a business license, but you're not going to have like the services app, and you're not going to get government paychecks because you make too much money from contracts.
Is that how it works for barbenders?
No.
No.
Like I said,
not
this
at all.
was the previous council, which was also, if you'll remember, taken to court over biased.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing is for sure, I will not be biased towards Morgan Luna.
As you sit there telling us to strike her.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
that's just,
'cause
you know,
I mean, I feel like that's the reasonable thing to do.
you can, if you, okay, what is it? So the business permit would allow someone to have a business storefront outside of Vespucci if they do not have government, if they want to give up government paychecks. It's kind of a trade-off. You can be at the Vespucci market with a government paycheck, or you can trade off your paycheck to be outside the Vespucci market.
Okay, and then how do you get it to where you have like an actual like brick and mortar store that's
That is the
also gets
business
you to-
license. That's the third level. You have to apply
does
for
she-
that
does
through
she
the
have
mayor's
that?
office. No. So in order for her to have paycheck and a business location outside Vespucci, you would have to have a business license, which you have to apply for through the mayor's office. She
And has that gone through yet, or are we waiting on that?
It's gone through, but it's just waiting on Senate's final pen to make it public. Sort of thing.
Okay.
It was supposed to be released. It was first given to us, and the week before April started, and it was supposed to have been released by Senate that first week of April. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. So she sent me a message back because I said then it would place her, you know, if she kept the place outside, then it would place her at the business permit level, which is $50,000 registration fee. It's a one-time fee to register your business as, you know, a licensed operating business. The renewal fee is $10,000 a month. She responded to me like, she was headed to bed at the time, so I sent her an email about it. I gave her all the pertinent information, which subsections she needed to look at, sent her the business charter, the breakdowns, told her what would need to be paid and to where and how. She asked me today what she would have to do next, and I said, you can either contact someone in the committee or the mayor's office to pay in person, or you can pay the fees to the accounts listed in the email and then send proof of payment to the committee and mayor's office. Pretty straightforward. She said, all right, I will have another look to see how much I owe. I'm juggling a lot right now, so there are a lot of numbers floating around in my head. Wait, it is $50K? Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I will have to consider shutting down. It's a shame the government doesn't want people to have obtainable businesses in this state. This is the woman who has regularly won multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars cases and millions of dollar cases. If $50,000 of a one-time payment is going to put her business into bankruptcy, then I am sorry, then your business is not viable. You have had this business for months. You have had this business since before the new year, well before the new year. If you have not garnered enough steady business yet to afford one $50,000 payment? What is happening? Thought I heard someone messing around out there with the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because because that's the thing we're running across with next gen. We're not able to garner, like, we're still able to cover these fees and the fees we would need. It's just we're not consistently able to grow the business. So it's not viable. So we're choosing to shut it down. We're not freaking out about it. It's like, okay, we've discussed it. This is how the business is going. It's not working. It's better just to let it go, shut it down, move on to something else, right? It's just business decisions. There are, like, part of these fees is to basically curb the amount of people that open or want to open a business and don't grow it. And they just kind of sit there derelict, because there are a number of businesses that has happened to. They've gotten the business, they didn't pay into it more than just, purchasing the property down in Vespucci or wherever it is, and the businesses have stagnated. Sometimes business doesn't work out. Good idea or not, sometimes it doesn't work. Or you have to think outside the box to get it to work. Yes, sometimes there's other issues that happen, and they're unfortunate. But if it's not working, it's not working. And a number of these businesses seem to be limping along and still getting paychecks, still getting all this other stuff, and not doing anything. Right?
Yeah, I mean, she can still be a active lawyer, but to say that it's her business and then not do anything with it other
Well,
than
and I think that was the
lawyering?
thing that Crane clarified. She doesn't actually. She can say that she has a firm all she wants, but if it's just one person sitting in the middle of a big ass room, then it's just one person sitting in the middle of a big ass room.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a
mean, if
firm.
she's not using it as a firm like she intended to,
Yeah.
then she could downgrade to just a vendor permit to operate and have, like, to market herself just as a solo. Because you would still need a vendor permit to do that.
I mean, if it's technically not, it's just you're just a bar certified lawyer. You just can't run around saying that you are a firm.
I mean, she can have her own private office for consults and stuff, but that doesn't make it a firm.
Yeah.
The vendor license. It is intended for those with these licenses to utilize alternative means for their business operations, such as food trucks, their own vehicles, pop-up style stands, or posts, etc. Or even if it is simply a service they seek to provide to individuals in an official capacity.
I mean, I get that, but I'm saying, like, right now, right? If Clara wanted to quit bar vendors and go be a lawyer, she could still be a lawyer, and she wouldn't have to have any kind of vendor permits to be a lawyer and to
Right
tell
now.
people that she's a lawyer. Well, you but going forward though,
I don't know. They haven't designated all the different license and permit requirements.
I mean, this is true. This is true.
Well, I mean, I could still get a license and a permit, but I wouldn't necessarily need a vendor's permit or a business permit.
It depends
I
on
could
how you're
just be
marketing
like
yourself.
a freelance.
It depends on how you're marketing yourself, because freelance businesses are still businesses, or freelance persons still have to file, like, business taxes and everything else. Now, if you're working off the books and under the table and getting paid under the table, then that's different. Or if someone just word of mouth gets to you without, like, it's a weird line, and I know it's definitely a defined line across the country, but I haven't looked up those lines to figure it out. But we might need to for like the definitions and where it stops and where it goes. Like if your friend wants to pay you a certain amount of money to decorate your home for you or for them, that's one thing. But as soon as you start marketing yourself as like, hey, I'm an interior designer, you should hire me, that would probably need a vendor permit. And this is kind of the thing where we're being hedged into with the different legislation.
Yeah.
So if you got your, you passed the bar and became a lawyer, and you tried to do your services, you'd have to register for a business license before you could do that.
Potentially.
Potentially, depending on the licenses that Crane pushes. But the way that he personally explained it to me is, at the moment, no. The reason the Barbenders had to do it is because we are advertising as a firm itself.
Well, I mean, then he might need to rethink his definitions, because his definitions decidedly say right here, if a service they seek to provide to individuals in an official capacity.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might
Same
need
as
to
you
make a
guys
note
trying
to,
same as you guys trying to find that loophole for business license versus business permit, because in the business like you can read the business permit however you want, but in the business license it strictly says they are allowed to operate outside of the Vespucci marketplace with commercial property options.
Yeah.
Which would designate that the previous does not have that. You guys can argue that all you want.
Of course, we're lawyers. That's what we do.
I know you are. But I was trained as well at one point. And, there are two types of people in this world. Those that can extrapolate an answer from an incomplete data set.
All right, and I think that adjourns the meeting.
So it all depends on who you're talking to. Now, if you can manage to get through that and get away with it, go for it. I'm just looking at it like from how I'm interpreting it. But
Yeah.
it won't be my
so we just
decision.
need to ask Crane for clarification on that.
Yep, that will be definitely a clarification that way, and with potential amendments to the charter. Oh, let's see. What else do we need there? Going down the list. But yeah, that one's a weird one. I will get back to her and let her know that the option is there to give up the status as a firm to go down a level, but I also don't know if she'd technically still be required to have the permit if she keeps that office. Like I said, Next Gen Used Autos is going to be closing. Nicole's Card Cafe, I haven't heard back from that yet. I did hear back from an employee who said they were going to pass on the message.
Well, hey, she's got employees now. There's
She does. She does.
Have we noticed much change with
Pint?
Garage?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
They have hired a few people, I believe, and there has been a number of people on duty. They're normally around earlier in the day, from what I can tell. I've observed Kyrie and Loki and April have been there and advertising off and on. I believe I saw someone new too. Like I said, I think they hired someone else.
Hey Jimmy, there's somebody in Yellow Pages looking for you.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, FAA contact me ? Yeah, they can't spell arrange.
Oh. Let's see. Paradise Autos. Haven't heard back from them yet. We've been in talks. Well, the mayor's office has been in talks with them. Haven't heard back from Pixel Perfect. Rivals, Geek and Games, they've already paid. They're done. Rising Sun, they're fine. Weasel. We need to get on Henry's ass.
I mean, technically, Clara
Strike
could
it.
fit, can't she?
Well, I mean, technically, she would be a manager, so managers could do it too.
Yeah.
So if you want to, unless,
I've-
or you could just be on his ass about it and get him to do it.
I did message him about getting our business license going and about bonuses because I looked today and we haven't given any out since.
Oh yeah, no, he said
February, I
he
think.
said that the business has not gotten the check yet from the commissions. So the business hasn't received the money yet
Okay.
to do bonuses. Hopefully in the next week
Alright.
or so, but yeah, that's why that hasn't happened yet. I was talking to him last night. And last one, Yellow Jack, they have been dealt with. That's fine, because Danny did all that for them.
Yay for Danny.
Nikki Splits, still haven't heard anything back from that. Ammunition with Bo, still haven't heard anything back with that. And then Fast as Fuck Taxi. Did I message Fast as Fuck Taxi? I'm pretty sure I did. Hold on, I can check pretty quick. Because it's literally all my messages in the fucking service. Yes, I did. I messaged them. I haven't heard back yet.
Okay. I haven't seen Lucas in a bit. But
I mean,
might
I
have
never really
posted
ran
on
into him
Birdie a
much
couple
either,
days
but I
ago.
have seen some Fast as Fuck ads.
yeah.
I have seen some.
Like he's been around, I just, haven't run into him.
Same. We just run in different circles, I guess.
What
I'm
about
usually
Pixel
stuck at B.
Perfect? Did you guys already talk about Pixel Perfect?
Did I message them? I think I did. Did I miss Pixel Perfect? Hold up. No, I sent a message to them. I haven't heard back yet.
Okay. What about Rivals? Rivals?
They're already
Rivals?
done.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah,
already
Olivia
paid their
pretty
fees
much
and
stays on
everything
top
stuff.
of that.
She was the first one, actually. She managed to get me right at the time where we finally got through finalization on stuff, but just before we started collections. So she hit me right at the opportune time.
That reminds me, I need to message Alani, see how he's doing.
All right.
Oh, there's- Oh,
what's that?
it's Will Scott. That's who we saw.
Will Scott?
Yeah.
For who
On-
and what?
The person in the monkey. Well, I guess they were wearing a monkey hat as well. Is the guy in the we were talking about with the Rangers? The Buzz Lightyear
Oh,
running down the road.
okay.
they just posted a selfie on Birdie. Monkey business.
my
And that's the
lord.
exact same outfit.
All right. Does that conclude today's meeting?
I think so. It's just basically us trying to continue follow up. I'm gonna put through the information for the finalizing the other business closures, and then trying to get that announcement out to people to,
I'm kind of surprised they haven't really done it before, but on the City Hall emails, I'm thinking that for the joint gov, there should be a way for us to have all of the business owners in that. That way, if we want to make an announcement to all the business owners, that way it could easily be done through that.
I don't want them in the government emails. I really don't.
Is that so? Okay.
That's a personal thing, but I do not believe they need to be in the government emails. There are other ways to contact them en masse, and if they do not pay attention, then that is their fault.
I gotcha.
I don't want to be... Look, you guys can do whatever you want next term with the mayor and all that stuff. You can do whatever you want. I am not a fan of babying people. I'm not a fan
I
of
get you.
having to deal with people like they're toddlers, constantly giving them verbal reminders, constantly holding their hand. You're a grown ass adult. You can handle yourself. I'm not here to babysit. And the problem is, if you babysit too much and you handhold too much, they will never improve and start doing things for themselves. They'll expect it for everything.
Yeah. And if they're going to be business owners and everything, then they need to stand on their own 2 feet. I mean, we're here to help them and give them advice and stuff, but we can't do everything for them.
Yeah, enough of them were complaining about, oh, there's not enough transparency, there's not enough openness, why can't we come to the